Con Prime recibes bombillas en un día. Edison estaría orgulloso.
Orgullosísimo.
Recibe rápido los esenciales diarios. Prime lo cambia todo.
Hi there, I am Adam Kievas, and this is episode 5 of my short story Wednesday. I was at home. I am always at home, thinking about my life, thinking about everything, what might happen. And I was thinking about her, about this woman, about Rosa. I was thinking about whether I would ever see her again, what is meant to be. And some sort, in a way, life felt as if you would have come to a dead end. A feeling that you have which signals you from here on. There is no way further. There is no way forward. You have to get this thing done. Something inside you, a feeling. You know that you cannot go on like this void, this missing inside of you, this demand of all your body, this whole of your body. All these years you have been missing this feeling, and you get curious. You want more. You want to be with her. You want to be with this woman, this mystery which struck you at once. You did not recognize it. You did not reckon with it. It came out of nowhere. And yet, it haunts you day and night. I was closing my eyes and I could not get her off me. But I fought the urge, seeing her naked. I didn't want it to imagine her naked, despite the fact that all of me wanted to see her naked, wanted to imagine how her boobs would like, how her vagina would like, how she would stand in front of me naked, how she would be. Would her facial expression change? Would she become a different person? How would we be like during sex? Would we just stare at each other? Say nothing, muteness, silence. All this silence, this muteness, this is haunting me. It was haunting me. I would always imagine the past, my parents, the people around me, my life. Silence, muteness, unbearable muteness. How would we act? How would we be standing in front of each other, just staring at each other, naked? Would you feel embarrassed? Would you be embarrassed? Do you have to be embarrassed to show her that you are not doing this every day? Do you have to recluse yourself in silence, cloak yourself in it? Maybe to enhance the mystery that cloaks you, that surrounds you. At least you hope that surrounds you. And she cannot penetrate through it, that she cannot see through, that you are embarrassed, that you do not know what to say to her, and that you just stand there in silence, in awe, that you do not know how this came about. You're still struggling to understand. And how would her face be like? The expression, the smile, would it fade? Would it gone away? Would all this be just a mere imagination, nothing more and nothing less? Would I end up being left alone because of muteness, because of silence, because I could not utter a word or two? But what can you say? I walked my days, I walked my nights. I didn't know where to go to. I was still trapped in this border, in this circle around my house. I didn't dare to move it anymore. Not because I feared adventure. No, I feared that I could miss her, that I would miss her, that I would never meet her again, this beauty. I felt trapped in this one thought. Being with her, these lips. I could not get these eyes, these lips out of my head. I wanted to be there, be with her. Again, I went to the supermarket. Again, she was not there. The supermarket became for me even more unbearable, even more despicable, even more arduous, walking through those aisles. Again, no one. Again, I see the emptiness of my life epitomize my life. All what I did not have, all what I was missing at, all the void was laying in front of me. All it came up while I was walking through aisle by aisle, pretending that I would not need this person, pretending I would not need this feeling, just was aiming, walking and steering my feet somewhere I didn't know, somewhere I hoped I would finally arrive to, a goal I had set myself, because before that all these goals were meaningless. They led to nowhere, just a stupid boy. This is how I was, a stupid boy who had a dream, who never realized that this dream wasn't real. Maybe I was missing this. Maybe I was missing this single thought. Maybe. But I did not find anyone in the supermarket. I did not find anyone in these empty aisles. I thought my life was at an end. I didn't saw any reason to continue to live on. How would she remain only in my thoughts, only a memory, a fleeting memory, and then all gone? How could anyone live like this? How could anyone reach out in the dark and just reach out for nothing, tap through the dark in the hopeness someone be there, and then it is not. I lay in my bed, and for the first time I felt everything clogged. I felt the walls being too narrow, almost squeezing me, almost pressuring me, almost cornering me. I felt a void in my life. I felt that next to me in my bed something is missing. An empty spot which I had not thought about, which was supposed to be filled by someone, and yet it wasn't. I was about to give up. I didn't think that I would see her again. But then one fatal day, one day I did not pray. I did not pray for it, but there she was at the supermarket. I saw her again. This time her gaze roamed through the market, roamed through the aisle. She was heading for somewhere, and I watched her. I watched her in awe. I watched these graceful legs walking through those aisles like a gazelle, a beautiful creature, light-footed, was heading somewhere, was aiming for somewhere. I watched in awe these beautiful hips swinging from left to right, just fragile. I thought she was fragile, and these hands, they were stroking product. They were stroking new goods in the supermarket, and in her face was a pity, a sadness mixed with bitterness. Maybe she thought she could not afford them. Maybe she thought she could not try them on. I could not fathom. I could not think about it. And I watched her from the twinkle of my eyes. I was still scared of facing her, because I did not know what to say to her, what to answer to her. What can you answer to such a beautiful creature? Nothing. You just stayed in front of her, front of this formidable beauty, and you just stare, stupidly stare. This is all you can do, nothing else. And I knew that my words would fail me. I knew that I would not bring out any word, any eligible, interesting or intelligent word. I did not want to make an impression that I was a stupid, that I was a moron. I just watched her. I just wanted to smile her. All I wanted at that day was to pass her, just see her. Let these beautiful dark eyes stare into mine. This is all what I craved for. These lips. And maybe I could convince her for a smile. Maybe she could bestow on me a smile, just a small smile. And this is all what I needed. This is all what I needed to convince me of my happiness. She was there. I did not expect it. And there she was, walking through the aisle. And maybe for her it was just an ordinary day. I didn't even know which day it was. I did not watch the calendar. I didn't know anything. Maybe for her it was an ordinary day, but it wasn't for me. It was something special. And I watched this beautiful creature walking through and through, searching her way. I could not make up what purpose she has. I did not have any purpose. When I would go to the supermarket, I already knew what I wanted to buy. I would always go in there having made up my mind earlier what I would buy. I would not roam the aisles, but I would roam them, searching for her, finding her, trying to find her. And there she was. She was roaming, she was searching for something she did not find, like there was something which was not there for her, something special. It could express this beauty, this unfathomable beauty, these dark eyes. Maybe something she could find there, something which could match this beauty. And maybe she could find it. Maybe she could find it in my face, in my appearance. Maybe she could just warm these cheeks, warm her beautiful countenance just for me. And maybe this beautiful face would glow for me just for a while, just for a moment, maybe. I approached her slowly. I didn't want to shriek her. I was scared, actually. I was scared that she would face me frontal. I was scared that when I would stand face to face with her, that she would immediately notice what an idiot I am. That I have lived a dream all these years. That I am still searching for love. That I'm still craving for something other people may have experienced already. I felt I have been missing out on my life all these years. And I didn't want to see her this. I didn't want her to notice it right away. But I thought about the fact that I, up to this day, never really cared about disguising who I am, the purpose. I never thought about it. I never cared about it. In school, this was the last time I was in society. This was the last moment I was there. And I did not care anything about it. And here I was, and there I was, unprepared, socially, a social hermit. Doesn't know anything about being social, being around other people. Here I was, this asocial person trying to get a glimpse of the beauty, trying to satisfy one's heart, because it was awoken from a slumber, because it understood that it was missing something all these years. I could not recognize myself before. I did never care about anything before. At least I don't remember. I approached life with careless disinterest. I had my own world to live in. And I made sure that no one could ever enter my own world, these walls. I understood I did not build these walls only for my own protection, but as well as protect me from the world outside, so that I would have never a gaze outside, that I would never see the world outside, the people who are living it, and I could live in my narrow world and have my prejudices and then convince myself that the world outside is not worth pursuing. No, I would be in pursuit of something great, something beyond these worlds, something beyond these walls, something which would make me unique, a hero above everyone. This is how I lived, but now all these laws, all these walls, they were shattered like a card house, and there I was, nothing to account for. I thought I had no past, I thought I had not lived, and now here I wanted to go for this undescribable beauty. Here I was, wanted to demand more than I was due to, demand more that I maybe deserve. Do people who live beyond the world, do people who never lived deserve such a beauty? My mind was flooded with 1,000 questions. My mind was flooded. I was incapable even walking straight a line. My mind was in disarray, and I think if there would have been an obstacle there, I would have fallen flat on my head, and I wouldn't have even known how to protect myself or use my hands in order to mitigate the blow. This is how distressed I was. I even felt that I went into some areas of the supermarket I have never been before. I have not realized products. The moment I was following her through all these eyes, following her to somewhere, but where? To dreams. I didn't know what she was thinking about, what she craved for. She would occasionally turn, smile, like a thought. I tried to fathom her thought. I tried to see in this beautiful face of thought a mirror that would show me her mind, that would reveal me this secret. And how could I speak to her? How could these eyes, which were roaming freely and in a chaotic way through the supermarket, how could they stop moving and just see me? I wanted so desperately that she sees me, that she noticed me. I felt like I was a nobody, someone who has been living an autark life all this life, and now I was craving for one notice, for one beautiful glance. All I needed to feel comfort, to feel safety. I needed it. But she didn't. She followed somewhere. And then she went to the cashier. She bought some products for her daily nutrition. I saw her. Maybe she buys in bulk. She bought a lot of milk. But then, when we would stand in queue, I was close to her, and I was still behind her. I was waiting for a sign that she would notice me, that she would just turn, and through these beautiful hairs behind her, just a glance of her. This is all I wanted. And then it happened, and my heart stopped. I didn't even dare to breathe. She just turned, and I could see this beautiful face. I could face this beauty, and I was stunned, like I predicted it. I did not know what to say. I was just stunned, and I think, at least I hope, that I smiled at the beauty of this world, that I tried to make me noticed. Just smiled, at least. And there she was, looking in differently, looking into the world like someone looks from behind a window, behind a curtain. Disinterested. Maybe a hope that there would be something. There was a notion, like you get up because you heard a notion, but then it turns out it was nothing else than boredom, daily boredom. Her facial expression did not reveal anything, just boredom. And she would gaze into the world as it would be nothing, and it would be even draining. And her eyes, the rims of her eyes, were almost tearful, watery, sad. I thought she was sad. I thought maybe her thoughts did not came about. Maybe the dreams she thought herself of, they did not come through. The way she moved through the aisles, the way she sit somewhere, wanted to go somewhere, and all these clothes she went past and sighed. I think she sighed. At least I assume she sighed. A sigh. This is all you could see. A disappointment in her face and an indifferent gaze. Boredom. This is how she would look at the world and look at me. She probably thought I was part of this world. She probably thought that I am nothing different than all these people around, living mundane lives, going nowhere, and losing oneself. We paid. I had actually forgotten buying anything in all my agitation. I didn't buy anything. I just stood there, not knowing what to do, not knowing what to say. I just stood there, indifferently. How do you answer? How do you respond? An indifferent face and a facial expression that signals you boredom. I lost my resolution. I didn't know what I could possibly say, because this was even worse. I thought that she would smile, that she would be nice, that she would be this cheerful woman. I mean, at least I hoped it. Of course, in some inner voice inside me hoped for that she would be, look in this world with a boredom, look in this world with an uninterested indifference, nonchalantly, that she probably would crave to seek something beyond these walls, beyond these borders. Of course, part of me hoped for it, of course. But I was struck when I saw it in reality. I was baffled. This was even worse because what you want to say to her now, just hi, she would probably not even respond. So we are moving forward, we are moving ahead in the queue, and then something happens again, and I thought, and now I think this was probably one of these fatal moments. Then she dropped something. It felt like an eternity. It was actually a throbbing sound. She dropped one of those packages. It was a damn throbbing sound, but it was enough. It was a throbbing sound of my heart. It was a heartbeat. In retrospect, I think it was this heartbeat, and it would beam through all my body. It was struck through all my mind, through all the imaginations I had, with all my hopes, all my scenes, all these scenes I made up. Being with her, all these moments I imagined in my mind we would meet, all they came at once, just in this very moment where she dropped something. Just in this very moment I remembered everything, every scene I thought about, every scene I came upon, and it felt like that I woke up in this very moment. I felt even courage to talk to her, to say something, even if it is a hi. It was enough. I did not need it more than a hi as a response. And she was about to go down. She was about to pick up the package, and I immediately rushed towards her. Let me help you. This is what I said. Let me help you. And I was surprised by this. This was my courage, my voice. I think for the first time, I heard the voice of a man. This was the voice of a man. This was not the voice of a boy anymore. This was the voice of a man who has been thinking about this beautiful woman, who has been preparing of it, who has understood that he's missing something in his life. Let me help you. And she stared at me. These beautiful eyes, they just looked at me questioningly. Silence. We just stared at each other. At least I thought it was like eternity. We watched at each other in silence there. And there, slightly, I helped her to pick up the package. And then she said, thank you. Thank you. And this voice, this sweet voice, this subtle voice, it was like a melody in my ears. These sweet lips, how they were moving up and down. I was mesmerized. I was struck. I was in seventh heaven. I thought I would lose. I thought that my legs would give away, that I would fall down or something, or that I would make of myself a fool in front of her. But I could keep my poise. I tried to smile, but just smile. And there she was. And she responded. This beautiful woman, this beautiful creature, these beautiful eyes. And she smiled. And she smiled not only with her mouth, but with her eyes too. She smiled through her whole face. And I was mesmerized. I was speechless. I could just watch her put the package back in her bag with a gracious move. Just watch her. And she was the most beautiful creature I had ever seen. And I was we were leaving. She had paid. She was on his way. She was on her way out. And I could just watch her. I didn't know what to do. I felt like that this was the last opportunity, that this would be, if I miss her now, I thought I would not see her ever again, that this was the last chance given by me, by destiny, the last chance for love, for fulfillment. And now I saw her. Now she noticed me. She watched me. These beautiful eyes, they penetrated through me, through my eyes, into my soul. They grabbed me. And I saw, and I felt I was hooked at her. I felt that she has charmed me in that way that I cannot walk away from this anymore. And I watched her in fear, in discomfort, while she was stepping away from me, walking away from me, somewhere, someplace I don't know. And I felt this satisfaction. I felt this void, this darkness growing inside me, making me restless. I was agitated. I wanted to do something. I wanted to stop it. But what then? Can I follow her? Can I walk beyond the borders of my life? Can I just escape her? I didn't know. I tried to follow her, hesitantly and even intently, because I saw that she was walking past my comfort zone. I know that she was walking past this line, the line which signals for me the world outside. I felt uncomfortable with every step. It felt heavy. Every tread felt heavy. I felt like I would be sacking down. I felt like I would lose my mind right now at this very moment, that I would even become unconscious. Even the road was unbearable for me anymore. I could not walk beyond the borders. I could not walk beyond this place. I didn't know what to do. But my legs still, even mechanically, even as if my body understood, as if my body knew that I need this, that this is necessary. I slowly, step by step, followed like I would be balancing over an abyss. This is how it felt like, leaving this comfort zone. We walked past my home, and I felt fear. I felt deep fear. I felt like that we would be approaching a precipice, that we would be approaching somewhere which I could fall down and never find back. But step by step, I walked after her. I tried to breathe calmly. I tried to ease my mind, because I have not walked in these areas before. I have not walked so far away from my house. I cannot remember having ever walked away so far. Maybe at school, maybe back in the days when I was in school, but I don't remember anymore. So I would, because occasionally my parents would pick me up occasionally, I would not have to walk at home. They would actually pick me up very often, so that I had never really walked so far away from my home, and here I was. I felt uncomfortable. I even doubted because I did not know her. She did not recognize me. Was this Rosa? My mind was in disarray again. I needed this fulfillment. I thought about this fulfillment, but yet I was moving away from my home, from my place, from the world I know. I was moving away from it too far. What if I would not find back? I have not been in these areas before. I have not been here before. What if I would get lost on the way? What if I would not know the way back? What if? But then I said to myself, what if I have to go back now? What if this was the last time I see her? What if I cannot go back in this empty home anymore? This is what I said to myself. I could not bear the silence anymore. This home, this place, this mundane life. And there she was walking in front of me, this beautiful creature, walking her way, heading somewhere. And this was the salvation for me. This was the safe. This was the escape. I looked back at my home. With every step I would move away, it would become more and more distant. I think for the first time I saw the gloomy darkness surrounding my home, my space, the home of my parents. I think for the first time I saw this home from this perspective, from this view. And it felt fear intermingled with joy. Finally, I managed to find the courage to walk beyond this border, beyond this visible line, walk out into the world and follow an adventure, follow me, a fulfillment, something I should have been doing before, something I supposed to do before. And now I am dragged out of it. I'm tugged out into the open sea. I felt the world here was different, alien. But more and more I understood I was alien. I did not walk this place. I was not part of it. I have never come so far. I have never walked so far out of my home. This world with all what it stands for. I more and more understood. I more and more understood even those simple things. And maybe I thought about all those people who have been walking these roads over and over before, and without thinking about the deeper meaning about it. Probably only thinking about a necessity that they have to walk these roads, these streets, heading somewhere, building a life, even if it is a boring one, a mundane one, just for life, just to make a living, just to find a purpose. And now I had found my purpose in this beautiful creature which cut me out in the open sea. And I did not fear. I just followed her in awe, followed this beauty, followed her hair being ruffled by the wind. And I felt like that she would walk beyond it. I looked on to my feet. I imagined how I would appear like someone. I finally did it. I finally walked beyond those barriers. I finally did it. I finally stepped forward towards an adventure, towards an identity which I supposed to claim long ago. I finally walked out of my comfort zone, out of my home. I finally stopped just dreaming, but walking towards where. This was the question. Where am I walking with? Following someone, following a woman, a beautiful woman who probably doesn't even care about me, who does not know me. But what does it matter? I felt strong. I felt like this man, this boy who can do everything he wants. I could do it. Nothing was impossible anymore. And all with a few steps, and all I had accomplished was just walk away from my home. It felt good. It felt great. The possibility to do whatever you want. I thought about I could just walk around every day, every moment, whenever I will. I could just walk out of my home and walk in all directions, going somewhere or going nowhere, losing myself and then finding myself. Who cares? The world lay outside. Who cares anymore? This is how I thought. Who cares? No one can stop me. Nothing can stop me now. Now I have made the first steps. Now I feel this resolution, this strength. I can do whatever I want. Now I have become a grown-up man. I felt so much relief. I felt so much greatness. I felt strength for the first time. And the more I distanced myself from the home of my parents, the more they became alien to me, the more I thought about this home, this place I left behind as not mine, as something distant, as a place where I was just a guest, and now I'm leaving home, or leaving where? Both. Home is the world. Home is my adventure. There I live, and I imagined myself as someone who occasionally comes to a place, enjoys it, and then leaves it, like it would be the normalest thing in the world, like you do not think about it anymore because it is happening so frequently. You don't care about it anymore. You are a guest in this world. No matter where you go, you can immediately pack your stuff and you can leave. You have no emotional investment in your place, in your home. Nothing holds you back. You don't have anything behind you. You don't wait for someone. You don't have someone. All your dreams, all your hopes, all of them are in your head, and you carry them with you. You have them always with you. And now, at this very moment, they reveal themselves. Now, at this very moment, your plan gets its shape. Now you walk towards the right direction. Now you become a man. Now you become someone you supposed to be long ago. Now you walk towards adventure, even if it is to see this beautiful creature again, even if it is for just one smile, and this smile changed it. It was a smile that changed your world. This thank you. No, I thank you, my love. I thank you 1,000 times for the strength, for the possibility, for the world outside. No, I thank you. This is life. And it has no bond. There is anymore. No borders. No more walls. How easy it was. I imagine how easy it was just to walk past these walls, just to follow my life, just to get out of there, just to go somewhere without caring what's left behind, just to go somewhere. And it felt great. With every step, I felt like my legs were strengthening. I felt like I could finally be this hero. Do great, even if it all was for my sake, for my own salvation and sanctity. But who cares? Who cares now?
It's finally time to start firing up the grill. From city to shore, Acme is everything you need to prep for this summer season. Download the Acme app to shop for this season's essentials any way you want. Open the Acme app, clip your deals, then order your items online. An experienced Acme associate will carefully select your groceries, bag your order, and bring it right to your car or deliver right to your door. Download the app or visit acmemarkets.com for program details. It's finally time to start firing up the grill. From city to shore, Acme is everything you need to prep for this summer season. Download the Acme app to shop for this season's essentials any way you want. Open the Acme app, clip your deals, then order your items online. An experienced Acme associate will carefully select your groceries, bag your order, and bring it right to your car or deliver right to your door. Download the app or visit acmemarkets.com for program details.